everybody, it's David. Taking a temporary break from my YouTube hiatus, and I'm here to show some support to Miss Lady Soul. Miss Lady Soul. Eves has hit 200 subscribers, and she's hosting a contest, which she's calling the Rock My Soul Contest. Eves was one of the first to show support to my channel when I first joined the VC, so I wanted to show her some support. And she's asked us to take on 5 challenges, and she'll be doing a drawing sometime in mid-December, and the winner will get a $50 gift card through Amazon. And the standard rules apply. You have to be subscribed to her channel, and if you're not familiar with her channel, I'll post a link down below. Go check her out. She posts some great content. She's exposed me to some music that I'm not really all that familiar with. She posts a lot about a lot of artists that are R&B, soul, hip-hop, and rap. And the second rule is that you have to post a video, which is what I'm doing. So, the 5 questions. Let's just dive right in. The first challenge is to share 3 rock albums that are instrumental in your music journey. And the first one for me is REM. And this is their album, Automatic for the People. I've grown up with music all my life. I can just recall my dad and listening to him play country music. He was in a band, still is in a band, and they, would do country music covers. They would do like CCR covers and Leonard Skinner and that kind of stuff. But it was, I guess, when I was an adolescent that I first started discovering my own music tastes. And this is an album that I received for Christmas one year on CD, and just remember listening to it on repeat on my Discman all the time. It came on a yellow CD, I remember that, and it was one of the first CDs I ever owned that wasn't just the standard silver metallic reflective disc. This one was yellow. It had the name of the tracks on it, and I just, again, listened to it on repeat all the time. And one that I meant to include in my top 20 album openers, the song Drive is just an excellent album opener. Kicks off with that acoustic guitar, and then Michael Stipe coming in with the vocals. Just a great album. Drive, Everybody Hurts, The Sweetness Follows, Man on the Moon, Night Swimming. One of my favorites from REM, and one that I've enjoyed since I was 11 or 12 years old, so going on 30 years. All right, next is one that I've shared before in other contest entries, and that is Eric Clapton Unplugged. This is the album that really got me taking guitar more seriously and made me want to be more proficient at it. I'm still learning. But this is also the album that made me go back and explore some of his earlier catalog. And I used to be a member of the CD clubs, BMG and Columbia House. And I got this. And this is a 4 CD box set of Eric Clapton's hits, and it's what exposed me to the Yardbirds, John Mayall's Blues Breakers, Cream, Blind Faith, Delaney and Bonnie, Derek and the Dominoes, and Eric Clapton's solo work. So yeah, Eric Clapton Unplugged is very much an album that's been instrumental in my music journey. Next is by one of my favorite bands of all time, and that is the Beatles. And it was my best friend Matt in high school that lent me this CD, and I took it home and listened to it and really enjoyed the tracks I've Just Seen a Face and It's Only Love. I was familiar with Help and Yesterday and Ticket to Ride. In fact, my dad and I played Yesterday in my fourth grade talent show. He played the guitar and I just accompanied on my keyboard, just playing chords. But yeah, this is the album that kind of started it all for me. Been a Beatle fan ever since. I don't quite have the collection that Mazzy does, but I do have, all the albums on vinyl. Some are duplicates because of the recent 50th anniversary editions. I've got this Beatles 45s little box set. It came with 4 singles. The Beatles, Yes It Is, and Ticket to Ride. Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby. Revolution and Hey Jude. And the last one I think is, Something and Come Together. So, big Beatles fan, and it was the album Help that really kind of started it all for me. All right, next was to share 2 R&B soul albums. Admittedly, I don't own a lot of R&B and soul. I've got Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin, but I decided to go with these 2 albums. The first one is Stevie Wonder and his album Talking Book. The opening to, what is it called? Maybe Baby, with him on the clavinova. It's just dun, dun, dun. I don't know. It's just, yeah, Maybe Your Baby. It's just funky. And then of course you've got the one that everybody knows, which is Superstition. Again on the clavinova, just kicks off with that drum. Just a great album, great track, one of my favorites from Stevie Wonder. So Stevie Wonder, Talking Book. The next one is a compilation, but still a great album, and that is Every Great Motown Hit of Marvin Gaye. I remember as a kid, the California Raisins, and there was a Christmas special. Of course they did I Heard Through the Grapevine. It's got Mercy, Mercy Me, How Sweet It Is, Let's Get It On, What's Going On, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing. Just a great album by a great artist, and Marvin Gaye. All right, third challenge was to share an album that everyone should know, and she did say that she wanted it to be an album that isn't shown a lot in the VC, and this is one that I don't think I've ever seen shared in the VC, at least not to the channels that I subscribe to. But this is Damien Rice, and this is his album O. This is just one of those albums that I can just throw on and not really pay a whole lot of attention to, but it just calms me down. It's mostly acoustic guitar. There are some string arrangements that he layers on top of his guitar work. Just a great album. I think he's Irish, maybe from Dublin, but just an excellent singer-songwriter. The song Amy and Delicate are some of my favorites. Some of you might be familiar with The Blower's Daughter, but just an excellent album. If you're not familiar with Damien Rice and his album O, definitely worth checking out and one that you should have in your collection. Next is to share your favorite live album. I'm going to share an album by a band that I rarely talk about, but that's BRMC. I know I'm always going on about this band, but this is one of my favorite bands. I don't own a lot of live albums, but this is one of two that I own by BRMC, and it's just a fantastic album. It features a lot of the songs from their album Beat the Devil's Tattoo. It's got them doing a song to Edgar Allan Poe's Annabel Lee, which is my favorite poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Just a solid album, lots of energy. This is a band that I had the fortune of seeing live in Cincinnati at Bogart's in a small club. This album was recorded in London at a much bigger venue, but it captures kind of the sound that I got to experience firsthand, and just a great album. And the last challenge was to share a song or album that you used to hate, but you now like or love. This is an album that Mazzy has talked about in one of his videos. This was almost a deal breaker for me. I was a big fan of Radiohead, really liked Pablo Honey, The Bends, and OK Computer, but this one came out, Kid A, and their sound completely changed, and I almost jumped off the bandwagon. I saw them on SNL, and they were performing, I think it was the national anthem, or maybe it was Everything in Its Right Place, but I just did not like that whole, I guess you'd call it electronica sound. But I've since, gone back and listened to it over the years, and I've learned to appreciate it. It was kind of groundbreaking. I really like the tracks Optimistic, How to Disappear Completely, and Motion Picture Soundtrack. But this is one that I did not like at first, but have learned to love over the years. All right, so that's going to do it for my entry into Miss Lady Soul's Rock My Soul contest. I'm a little rusty. I feel like I'm rambling on. But again, if you're not familiar with Miss Lady Soul, please check out the link below and go visit her channel. She posts some great content. She's out of Montreal. So this might be one of my last videos. I'm kind of concerned about this whole Copa thing that's coming out. Copa. As you can see, I've got a lot of pop figures in my background, which may attract kids to my videos. I've got horror figures. Don't really want to be fined $4,000+ so I'll keep an eye on how things go. But for all of you here on stateside, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you all, and happy holidays, and until next time, take care. Thanks.